When you get your response to your public records request, they're going to give you an estimate, right? So I see that there's a question that says, what do we do when there's a $3,000 price tag? So there are a few things you can do. What I did when I got a really high estimate, mine for the emails of a certain school board member, it was $9,000. So I actually challenged them on that, and I emailed them back and I said, how did you come to this estimate? And I actually submitted a public records request for the way that they calculate these, because like who's doing it? It's really just a person at the other end that's like going blah, 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 okay, $3,000. So challenge them on that. And then also what I did was I like bargained with them. I was like, well, by my estimate, in order to redact these emails and given that there's so many in a month, here's what I'm willing to offer. And you could try that. And the important thing about that is that they're not used to that pushback. They're just used to giving people estimates and then they shut up and go away because they're frustrated and exhausted. So don't get exhausted, be civil, work with them, but you're also sending them the message that like, no, I'm here and I want this information. I'm going to try it. The other thing you can do is see a lawyer. Usually the first consultation is free. I know lawyers are expensive. Even my lawyer is free in this lawsuit against the teachers union, but you can go in and say, look, this is the estimate they gave me. Do you think I have a claim that they're giving me excessive fees? Another thing you can do if you don't want to do that is reword your request. Sometimes what you're requesting is too big in scope and you're getting too much information. You can start with something like still get what you want. Let's say you want emails. Just ask for like a week of emails to begin and then see if either A, you can afford that, or B, and this is what I did, I crowdsourced the payment for that. So I went on my Facebook group and I said, hey, they offered me the emails of the superintendent for $600. Do people want to chip in? And then I'll post all the information to this group. And then that way people are still getting what they paid for too, because they get to see the information too. So that's something you can do. At the end of the day, these estimates have to be reasonable. So there's always a chance that you can file a complaint with either your district attorney or your attorney general, and you can allege that this isn't a reasonable fee. Um, and I know we're not all lawyers. You don't have to be fancy. You can email your attorney general, ask how you file this complaint with the records law, and then you can just send like a Word document or even an email saying that I think this is unreasonable. Now it'll get harder after that because the school will respond, and then you'll have to argue back, and you might have to like cite precedent in order to make a case, and that's harder, and that's where you might need a lawyer's help. But you could also just give it a shot and argue things like, maybe this is in the public's interest, it should be free, and under open government, this information should be available anyway, and it's unreasonable to even charge a fee, something like that. So I encourage people to be like their own advocates in their arguments and don't be intimidated by this like legalese that the school is gonna, you know, write in their response.